This is episode 305. Ample seating. There's plenty of
it. This week, we mostly just talk about nostalgia. And not, I think, in a toxic way, and give away some stickers.
One thing I meant
stuff.
to mention is that, like, I think nostalgia is a pretty dangerous thing if we're not too careful. But in the realm of like talking about old stomp boxes, I think it's a pretty okay thing to do. So yeah. Anyway, welcome to the Tone Control.
Bing.
Justin, when I tell
Derek.
you I've been fighting for my life since fucking Thursday, let me tell you.
I'll say just since Thursday. I mean,
Wednesday afternoon, I guess. It's Monday as we record this.
Cyber Monday.
Oh, sorry. It's Internet Monday, everybody.
Deals here at Tone Control Central.
That's right. Nope. And, 4 days off.
Yeah.
Thursday for Thanksgiving, Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend really goes against the manufacturer's guidelines when it comes to toddlers. So it was like really just a lot. We had some driving, and then there was like just time off, and like TV's a thing now, of course.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of like, boy, it's like 8 o'clock, and we've already watched an hour of television, and like, okay, you know, and coming up with a good reason for my kids to not watch TV after just many days of us slowly venturing further into each other's assholes. We're just like, really breaking through, like just being in each other's faces the whole fucking time. So, it was, and it's cold here now. So, and there's going to be probably no school tomorrow because snow. That's where we are, and I'm ready to throw a fit.
Slight chance of something like that going on tomorrow too. I don't think it's going to pan out, but we'll see. Low chance. Yeah, Arya had the whole of last week off.
The week.
They gave him the week. So
that's a lot.
She did spend at least one of those days I pawned her off on a grandparent.
Okay.
Another one, I managed to have her have a list of things to do. She's auditioning for the school play, and she's doing a couple. So she has some things to sort of practice, and getting a 10-year-old to do that
things to see too.
Something that should take somebody a half an hour to sincerely do. If it takes her 2 hours because she's just distractible and not really doing it. But she did spend some TV time, and I'm sure if I look at her Switch, if I open up her app for Switch parental controls, I'm sure it will show a report where I did extend it at least twice to extend her available time there.
Sure. It's the holidays, though,
it's like fine.
And it's fine. And Jack did bounce back today pretty successfully.
Yeah.
And asked about TV, and I was like, no, just not today. And he was like, to my surprise, I was floored at this. He goes, that's okay. I'll watch TV another day. I'm like, whose kid is this? Where was this?
Wow.
Where was this child 24 hours ago?
That's great.
So anyway, things, and then let me just dive in right here with what's been going on at this house. Right, we all know that like my life exploded with the baby just arriving. And then back in the hospital. So no crazy babiness other than like now we're just in it. Now we've got a baby, and like I'm tired all the time, and there's so much laundry.
Now it's just regular. You have a baby.
Now, right. So a little bit ago, a part of our fridge broke. And we were like, oh, can I fix that? And I tried to fix it, and I did, and then it broke some more. And it became this like, oh no, wait, I'm remembering something, and it's that I actually hate this fridge. And you know what I mean?
Wait, something's like, coming to my mind. It's fuck you, fridge.
I hate this. Yeah, like we moved into this house, and it was here, and I was like, okay, like however long we get out of this fridge, great. because it came with the house and it was like not brand new, but
Yeah.
new enough. And
Yeah.
sure. And same with the washer and dryer. And then over the years, we did the dishwasher and we did the oven and some other things around the place and stuff. So now, the day after tomorrow, a new fridge and washer and dryer are showing up here because we went from like, oh, the fridge is a little weird to actually, I hate it. Maybe this is our chance.
Yeah. And
To also now,
laundry
the,
needs to be at
washing-
110%, everybody.
and the washer just stopped fucking working.
It went to 0.
It went to 0. And I was like, we're sitting there and like we're doing stuff yesterday evening and the washer's running and it's making this sound that we've not heard before. And I'm just like, okay. The sounds your house makes. And when you hear a new one, it's a little bit like, was it always doing that? What's causing this?
Yeah.
And so we let it finish its thing and then it just stopped. It stopped. It doesn't do anything anymore. It stopped draining. It stopped spinning. It stopped everything.
He says,
so
I'm
now
not
we're
doing
just like-
anything until fridge feels better. Solidarity.
Yeah. So,
Your appliances have unionized.
right. And so now I'm like, we're both just completely fucking dead from this long weekend with 2 young kids, travel, like toddlerhood, all of that.
Yeah.
And Beth is like, well, the washing machine's fucked. Like, what do we do? And I'm like, I don't even know. I'm out of fuel. I'm not mad about this. I'm not happy I'm nothing about this. It is a thing that has happened. And I was like, and Beth for many years has been like, she heads up our laundry efforts at home and she's got opinions about our washer and dryer. And now I'm kind of like, well, did you throw a brick in there? Like, what do you do? Was it running and you just threw a cinder block? No.
Did you decide you were done with it and took matters into your own hands or?
Yeah. And I was like, are you secretly jumping for joy here? And she's like, well, I've got some picked out. So now it is a good time of year to buy. We did get some money off of the fridge for adding yet more appliances. So each
The more you buy,
individual
the more you
appliance,
save. Yeah.
pretty much. So now so this morning I had to siphon all the water out of my washing machine, which was like a whole fucking thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it just was full of fucking water, because it wouldn't drain. And look, I know there's a way to fix this. I know there's a solution to this. Appliances are fixable, especially washing machines. But
But they're not fixable until you siphon the water out and nobody's moving it while there's water in it.
yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
last night, Beth is like, oh, hey, can you do me a favor and just like take the clothes out of there? And I was like, yeah. And I open it and they're just swimming. And like water's heavy. So,
Water's heavy, man.
water's really fucking heavy. So like lifting an entire load of laundry out of this, like, of course, it's a top loader too.
Yeah.
So I'm like reaching over and like trying to heave wet clothes out of this thing. It sucked. So today, Beth went down to my in-laws, did the laundry like it was college days and stuff like that. And I had a day to myself and I could finally hear myself think again, which was a delight. Didn't really get a whole lot done at work, but I was like, you know what? I've earned this.
Damn.
Anyway.
Well, I didn't
it's been a
have anything
tear.
like that, but I did. But today, we got back to it today, and it was a very full day. I was working until about 45 minutes ago.
Oi.
And just kind of, and I got started with a new client, producing a new podcast, and it's a video podcast. There's kind of a lot to it, a lot going on, and we're kind of developing a lot of style guide stuff as we go. So it was, the question was posed to me a week ago today on Monday, when I first got engaged with them and we're having like a video call, and it was like, do you think we could get a trailer ready by Friday, which is Black Friday, right? And I was like,
Black Friday.
Well,
No.
but I was like, okay, I mean a trailer. Okay, let's
We're talking really like one day off here. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, I have basically nothing on Wednesday. The thing that I had for Wednesday has canceled, been postponed. So you can have my Wednesday. And so I didn't get the files until Wednesday morning, and I just barely got a trailer assembled by the end of the day. There was a lot to it. They had a lot to cut through, and They weren't.
Good for you, because I mean, this must be a thing about being self-employed, because I was not paying attention on Wednesday.
I did the thing. They weren't. It wasn't like the way they wanted it to be, but we didn't have any time for any back and forth. They did kind of talk like they sort of thought I might be working on Thanksgiving. It was sort of like, can you make these edits kind of thing? And I was like, okay, hold on. And then there was like and by the way, I put an Excel sheet that has like a release schedule for the episodes. And like today I was supposed to have finished episode 1 content. And I was like, oh, hold on. Like I'm going back to work on Monday. So I like wrote them a little thing like, listen, I hear all your notes. I will definitely take care of this. I am gonna like, it was like Thursday morning. I was like, people are arriving now. So see you Monday. And
get the message. Like,
and there was, and I don't know. I always feel weird talking about something like this because it's like it's not. There's like a non-zero chance that they could like find this podcast and listen. Nothing, no disrespect. They were not impolite to me or anything. They might have different, work priorities and stuff like that. It's just funny to have just sort of met and started a professional relationship with somebody, and. I don't know.
And they're like,
I tried.
If you're working Thursday, then this. But if not, see you Monday. Yeah.
Right. And it's like, okay, but anyway, it's fine. It's fine. And I got a lot more stuff through their stuff today, but I did have to work on something else that was on the schedule for somebody because it's like, one of these things. But anyway, going forward, we'll get up. But I did convince them to push the release date schedule to be a little bit less ambitious because I don't know exactly why it would matter if it comes out today or 2 days from now, but anyway.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Well, not a whole lot planned here at the Tone Control because,
yeah,
that's how it be sometimes. But I'm trying to think. There were some things I was going to tell you. One of them is I have finally remembered what my thing of the week is. So I'm really excited to share that with you. It is just a normal thing, though, so don't get excited. I'm just like, I know the last few times I've been like,
the build-up,
what am I going to say? and now, like, I was like, oh, I finally remembered. So what I've been trying to mention for the last, like, fucking 6 episodes. But anyway.
I love that.
In other news, I'm full bore into building my R2D2 and stuff like that, which is like going really fun and cool, but I'm already up against the fucking wall with the weather.
Yeah.
Which is really just fucking me off because I'm like now all the blue parts on R2 are automotive paint and it's like a pearl coat.
Yeah.
So it cannot be cold outside. Like it just cannot. And I don't have anywhere to set this up to spray inside. So blue parts are on hold already, which is kind of, I say already, like it's not December 1st, but I've been sneaking other paint in until now. So in the meantime, R2 will just be white and silver because all the blue parts primer, are silver underneath.
Yeah.
So
or something, yeah.
Yeah, it's been, oh my God, there's so much fucking paint. So there's like the actual part itself, filler primer, and then gloss black, then silver, like a metallic metal flake silver, and then the pearl coat, which is a translucent, like sparkle finish. It's like, and there's so many chances for it to fuck up, including me leaving parts outside over the weekend, which I just like didn't even notice.
Oh no,
not that big a deal. And actually, it turns out they're fine. So
stress tested now.
Those. Yeah, now they can survive a 4-day, Thanksgiving weekend in the wind and rain and some cold and sun. That's kind of the important thing. But yeah, dude, it's coming along.
Well, I'll tell you what we should do is we should figure out who we're sending a sticker to.
Oh my God, yes.
With that fucking classic little number there. Okay. So I'm just going to jog myself upstairs in Discord right now to the giveaways channel and end this.
It says there's 7 days left.
It's possible that I said 2 weeks instead of 1 week by accident. It should definitely only say 1 day left. But I knew, see, the thing is I never get to it like on time and I can't, Discord doesn't let me say how many hours that it should run. So I just know that I'm going to just end it. Right. So I just need to click. How do I?
Well, if that's the case, oh, never mind. You're right. I can, if you just click see results.
Yeah, I can show the results right now. I guess I can't close it early. How come I can't close it early?
I don't know.
I feel like I used to be able to do that. Okay, whatever. There's a lot of spread out votes, but there's one that got 3 votes instead of 2 or 1. And that and that one that got 3 votes instead of 2 or 1 is the 7th riff, which is Rabbi Bob, isn't it?
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure I did these in order.
Didn't Rabbi Bob win a sticker pack that we never sent?
Rabbi Bob won one of the prizes.
He won the Canalia.
Yeah. Did he get a sticker pack too?
That was a huge one.
Eric got a sticker pack
anyway.
at some point. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Congrats, Rabbi Bob. Congrats, Eric, also on your win. Congrats on everyone entering the giveaways. It's so much fun to have you participating in the show like that and to be dreaming up riffs and stuff. So, fuck yeah.
Fucking A, mate. Okay. And that's why I had that spreadsheet open, and now I can close that.
Hell yeah. So how about this? I think obviously next giveaway is not going to be until 2026. Yeah. But we'll start talking about it, Tell us in Discord what it is you want to try to write a riff for. Eric, as the winner, gets to contribute one of the suggestions for the next round. Mm-hmm. So, no, it cannot be the police again. And
and to answer your second question, no, it really can't be the police again.
Yes, I mean it.
You blew it. No, listen, you can make a police riff if you want. It's just not going to be part of our next contest. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got.
What is... Okay. All right, so this is the part where we go, I don't know, man, what do you want to talk about? And so...
Alex has to stop resisting and just answer his question from earlier.
I know.
So, hit me with a sound.
Okay. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. We're doing it again? Oh, there it goes.
So, all right, his question was, I guess, just about nostalgic gear, like gear you're keeping for sentimental value or for other reasons, or things you got rid of and regret. And
I was thinking like stuff that sticks in your mind, even like, because when I started thinking about the question, it was like not even necessarily stuff that I kept or even had, but stuff that, it was like
in the zeitgeist at the time,
right? Like when I was in bands, and it's like we didn't have the shit that we wanted to be like a real band, and like we would go play a show, and like the headliner that we were opening for, that we were wasting time for, had like, we had like cheapy Marshall solid state amps that were like, it was like a new product for kids, for people who couldn't afford a JCM 2000, and it was, and so we do this gig, and this band was awesome, and they had all like matching high watt, like half stacks, like the bass, both guitars, and it was like brand identity, it was high, plus high watt, like to me, that was like the first, like I didn't like, that wasn't Marshall
one
or
of the
Mesa.
huge names.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Whoa, and amps are amps. So it's like you can do what you want with whatever, really. But so it was like that was their thing, like, and they had this sort of edgy, dark, pinstripey look to them, and
they do.
And so that I have this memory of that, and it was like, whoa, look at that was the moment where we were like, oh man, like that's what it takes to be a real band.
That's when you've arrived.
P.S. It's actually songwriting and fucking practicing, but we thought, what we need.
I felt like, and I was going to say, I felt like hot shit when I had flight cases.
Oh, yeah.
And,
yeah. The first time you get that shit,
I definitely used the hell out of those flight cases. I'm glad I had them. They weren't just like an exercise in looking cool, although that was a nice add-on.
It's a nice add-on. When you can do kaboom and you drop your thing down. Yeah, sure. Where do I set up,
Yeah, I had a live-in case for my Fender amp and my Vox amp too.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're big and they're heavy and stuff, but so are amps, and putting them on wheels, at least,
Right.
For the trip across the room helps.
I remember this conversation with a bandmate. We were deciding to order flight cases for our amp heads, and they came in 1/4 inch or 3/8 ply. And
Yeah.
and my guy here, he was like, well, we got to go with the 3/8 ply because, like, if this is meant to protect if something gets dropped out of a truck, right? And I sat there thinking, it's gonna weigh like fully like 25 pounds more if you get 3/8. You know what I mean? And
Hey, I'm gonna step out for 1 second because I think my kid is looking for me.
okay, right on.
Stand by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I am.
All right.
What were we talking about?
I was launching into a whole
Yep.
big thing about how heavy the flight cases we bought were because we got them with. He convinced me to get 3/8 ply, and I just kept thinking, if it falls out of the back of a truck, is the difference between 1/4 inch and 3/8 actually what matters? Probably.
That's significant.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like adding weight to it. Anyway, whatever. This is just all. There's your memories flooding back. But what's nostalgic for you?
I remember combing through the Musician's Friend catalog as a kid.
Yeah.
And actually, I think, where is it? Oh, I still have one of my oldest pedals that I bought from said Musician's Friend catalog, the small clone.
Mm-hmm.
This is currently the oldest pedal in my collection. So I guess you could say, as far as nostalgia goes, I've had this since I was 16, I think, 15 maybe.
Wow,
and
yeah.
I got it. It's an original big box. It's like really worn out. It's seen some
those
better days.
thin metal boxes that they used.
Yeah, like it's all rusty
Yeah.
and kind of just beat to shit. But it sounds great. I like it. I keep it around because they're cheap and it's fun and it sounds good. But I was really into, before I turned into the world of independent stomp boxes, I was really into the multi-effects processor thing.
Oh yeah.
Just like as a concept. And why would you want an individual chorus pedal when you could have a thing that does all of it? Just out of new guitarist brain, not really understanding there's so much more there. But I had a Digitech RP200 that sucked. And,
I always felt like I had such a negative impression of Digitech.
But
like
yeah,
that it
I
was
don't know why.
chintzy somehow or something,
Well, it's because it was. But I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but also there, you look at the Whammy or something, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a huge deal for a brand like that. That's
Right.
a really notable pedal in the pedal economy. But I remember thinking I had this RP200 for a while, didn't love it, and was learning more about gear and pedals and things like that. And I remember now that that Christmas or something, or around that time, whatever year that was, they were dropping a new Digitech board, a new floorboard multi thing that was really impressive, right? It sounded better, more switches, blah, blah, blah. And I was so ready for it. And then in the between time, I was like, I think switching to individual pedals is going to be for me. I think I want a pedal board comprised of independent pedals.
When you first,
Of course, I tell my parents this after they bought me the thing for Christmas, and I didn't know it yet.
No.
And so I was I opened the new Digitech, and I was like, this is so cool, but I just committed to not doing this.
oh, the timing. It's like when you're first coming onto that, it does seem like such an idea, right? I have this memory. I think this happened. I think this is a real and not fabricated memory, but I think I got some kind of multi-effects processor that was geared at vocalists, which I was primarily for a long, long time, in the first band that I was in, at least first couple, I guess. And they're so bad. And I don't really know today if it's because it was cheap because I was a kid.
Or if it was just actually bad.
I think it's just conceptually it's bad. It's not what you're supposed to do with microphones, because the thing that's bad about it is not even that it makes everything sound bad, although it can. But if you're not careful or you don't know what you're doing, the feedback is always a problem. It's like so hard to not have feedback whenever you're running one of those things. And like even more recently, whenever a vocalist has like, oh, I use this pedal, it's always like, you know, what's going to happen now?
So, yeah. Alex just dropped a link to a Zoom 505 multi-effects. Like, yeah, this exact thing, the Zoom gear was like very appealing to me at the time. I remember I was getting Guitar Player or Guitar World magazine as well, which is just full of ads, full page ads for stuff like this or guitar strings or just whatever.
$20.
Yeah, right. And I remember thinking like, wow, this Zoom stuff just seems so like it felt really highbrow and it felt really like advanced tech. That like this thing could make my guitar sound acoustic. What?
It's like high tech. It's like space age, right? And it has the shape and stuff.
It was a real space age thing.
It's not like physical metal switches, you know? It's like
there's so much there. Yeah, because like this was a time before major broadband access in homes, right?
Yep.
So I'm learning a lot through like print media, catalogs, music videos, shit like that.
We get magazines. We don't have internet. Sega Dreamcast is taking the world by storm, quote unquote.
Storm. Yeah. So at the same time, I'm thinking of this like it's a perfect storm of like I just had to figure out my first pedal board, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It was like I think output goes into input, right? I think if I connect these two things, why would this not work? You know. And I remember starting early bands and being like, this is the pedal order I landed on because I think it sounds right to me, which is kind of still the main order I use these days, more or less. And it's just I don't know. Output goes into input, yeah.
I have to write it down because it looked like you didn't. Yes.
Yeah. Like, and I was gonna say, like, this was a time when early internet stuff and like kind of we're in this like major push of tech that was not quite standardized yet.
Yeah.
Right. There's a million different memory card formats. There's a million different forms of video. There's a million different forms of like all these different things.
Yeah, remember mini disc? What the fuck?
Yeah. And like Sony memory stick not being a memory card and like all of these different kinds of things. And I feel like every fucking sector had that type of thing, including guitar. Like there was a lot of this like it was the kidney bean pod thing, right? We weren't sure how we were going to do this.
Yeah.
Does my multi-effects thing need to look like an amp or a pedal or nothing?
Right, like pod was clearly meant to be like something that was on a shelf, you know? It was and
on a desk.
It wasn't a foot pedal. It wasn't something somebody was going to use in that situation. It was a studio processor, you know? They were competing with microphones, not with amps, really.
Like I feel some nostalgia for that time, just as in I feel nostalgia for the like just endless, like there was so much for me to learn then and I kind of crave it now. But nowadays like that conversation is so old, right? We've had it a million times and now what was it in Discord this morning? Somebody was like, "Oh, I've only heard good things about the such and such modeler." And I was like, "We've only heard good things about all of the modelers. Like we only hear good things now because like that's by design, but also things are just good now. They're so different now."
Well, okay. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking as we're coming into this episode, like, what are we supposed to talk about on the Monday after Thanksgiving? Like, I don't know. Is this one of a rare episode where we actually talk about some new piece of gear? Or, I mean, we wouldn't. Like sales aren't that fun for us, but like I don't know, maybe something. But like things do advance, new things do come out. But my God, it's all so good now. Like, does it matter?
I just think like there was a time like the cheapest guitar processor in 2000 or 1998 or whatever is so much worse than the cheapest guitar processor today.
Yeah.
Like by a huge amount.
Well, that's true. And you take, when we were kids, sort of the opposite was happening because we were coming out of a time before the shrinkage of technology, right? So back, you go back far enough and there really wasn't bad sounding amps because
Right.
you just wouldn't that just couldn't be made, right? And so as tech shifts and transistors show up and things like that, it starts to get cheaper to make things in a cheap way. And a new product category basically emerged. So it's like there was this divergence of, and that takes me back to like we had these sort of junky things, but we really wanted the same old thing from the 90s or whatever, I guess, the 90s.
80s, 90s.
Yeah.
But I think we're still trying to solve the problems we're solving today, which is sounds as good or better, doesn't weigh anything, right? Like is not volatile, is not going to break, that kind of stuff. So other nostalgic stuff.
Well, okay, so
I still have.
I went and grabbed this from downstairs.
Yeah.
Before we started. This is my hot chili tubester, which was
so cool.
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's heavy as hell. It's like
so cool. Yeah.
It's like thick gauge. It's made of thick gauge, like brass colored metal of some kind. Like it's this. It definitely still oxidizes. Eventually, but I had and used this, like somebody I met who like hand built tube amps, not the guy who built the amps that I still have, but a guy I knew before that. He made very, very expensive amps that I could never possibly afford, but they had like etched glass with like lighting on the inside, and so like it was very, very primo stuff visually and sonically, but they were all like clean channel amps and
Fender style.
Yeah.
Just like
and just like
clean
a platform,
headroom.
yeah, to slam your fuzz pedal into and stuff. And I basically said to him, like, what's a good pedal? What's a good distortion pedal that you would actually use? Because he was like tube or die, this guy, and he said, this is the only one. Like, and I think the BK Butler stuff was around already when this was happening.
It was, yeah.
But like, this was one that he was like, I really enjoy this circuit kind of thing. It's like, but those were the only two that were using wall voltage, it has an IEC socket on the side of it.
And a power switch.
Yep, and a power switch.
And a fuse.
And so this one has like two different volumes that it has basically two different outputs. So you could use it as an amp splitter, I guess, for some reason, but you could have independent volume for each. But it's weird because one of them is a master volume for the other. So like you have a maximum and then you can have the other one be a little quieter than that, basically. And then it has gain and volume, but it has a voltage control which directly modifies the B plus of the tube circuit, the voltage feeding that tube, and so it scratches. If you're plugged in, you turn it, it goes because it's not. It's
like the what's that ZVEX pedal? Is it the Woolly Mammoth?
Yeah, there's one recent one that does that too.
Well, and it says right on the box, fuzz or crackle okay.
Yeah.
Because people would turn it and think super hard on. Yeah.
Right. Crackle okay.
Yeah.
And so it was, so you could sort of undervolt it and get different kinds of tone shape. It was like a second tone knob. Yeah.
That's cool. I had a BK Butler. I had a tube drive, not a tube drive.
I had a BK
It was
Butler
the black
tube
one.
drive, a black and yellow.
It was not the like cream colored one that is made famous by David Gilmour, but also really enjoyed that. That had a 3-prong cord right on it. Like
I had one
that
that was two. It didn't have a grounded plug on it. Also the black one. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It wasn't like this thing really did seem more primo to me.
It was, but let me say though, the coolest thing about those types of pedals was that like you could swap the tube in your pedal and it would feel and react and sound differently. And that had a ton of like novelty, excitement, fun, tinkery aspect to it. And like it did sound good and cool and different. So it was like worth pursuing that a little bit more. And then you're like looking into tube manufacturers and like
what's
the old stock stuff and like, what is this going to sound like? How's it going to respond? And so like that's then this weird chase. And that's just one pedal, right? I remember we had both landed on the Mullard 12AX7 being just like the coolest sounding one.
My hi-fi inside that's hooked up to the record player, I have Mullards in that. I have EL84s and a 12AT7 in it.
Sounds like just
they're
balls, right?
They're just somehow
beefy.
crisper. They're somehow like sort of crisper. AU7. Oh, Derek, do you remember you had that Fender DeVille amp?
It was an AT7 we put in it.
Is it AT7? Okay, yeah, because I remember we toned it down because you had that amp, like you could put it on like, I don't remember the numbers. You could put it on 3 and it was too quiet. And you put it on like the smallest amount that you could move it from that, and it was good. And if you shook the floor too much, it would go a little higher and be too loud.
It was so fucking loud. It was 60 watts, 60 watt 410.
Unbelievable.
So it was just like the most blisteringly loud headroom city.
Yeah.
But yeah, we put that 12AT7 in, and it basically took so much of the upper limit off of that amp, which was much better.
It just made like that middle zone got wider, right?
Wider. Yeah.
It was fun.
I still have my first guitar. It's downstairs. As far as nostalgia things go, my first guitar is an acoustic electric Alvarez, because, my parents, uninformed, bless their hearts, acoustic electric, think it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it has the features, man.
Obviously, it has, you can plug it in, which is true. And, it's not a perfect guitar, but it's mine. And it's been on every studio recording I've made. So, like, that's kind of, and not through some weird, like, I have to use this guitar.
Oh, here Derek comes with his Alvarez again.
Here's with this, like, kind of mediocre $200 Alvarez. No, it's like, when we end up ABCing it against other acoustics, it's just like, I think it's the one still.
Yeah.
It's just the one that works like with everything else. Like standing next to other acoustic guitars on its own, it's got a lot of room for improvement. But like just something about when you layer in acoustic under electrics or it's just in somewhere else in the mix, it is doing the work. And so I ended up selling my first electric guitar not that long ago, actually, but put it towards a guitar I'm going to have for much longer now, of course. Has my Strat back here was actually my third electric guitar. Probably own that for the long run. The small clone is really the only pedal that I have from that first wave of gear. I had a DS1. That was like my main distortion thing for a long time. I was just talking to Eric about this a little bit ago, learning about pedals and stuff like that, learning the difference between overdrive and distortion, boost, fuzz, like all these different gain things. I remember feeling that overdrive, someone had explained it to me like, oh, it's soft clipping versus hard clipping and the diodes and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was a little not quite ready to understand that, I was like kind of not sure what that meant. And what that ended up translating to me was like, distortion is more aggressive and cooler, and you should probably use that. And overdrive is like not as awesome. Like it's gritty and it's dirty, but it's not as intense.
Right.
And rock music is intense.
And as
like
a kid,
music, so distortion. Yeah. And lead tones and like not really, obviously not knowing how any of the stuff works or what it's really doing, what hard or soft clip meant. But landed on the DS1 simply out of distortion, like the name of, and like the brand that is like distorting, versus overdriving just felt like I'm not going to get heavy enough doing overdrive. And heavy enough for what? I don't know.
Heavy enough for what? Yeah, exactly. Alex, the Line 6 Extreme.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that too. I want to see a picture of it. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, Line 6 got me thinking about the insane setting from the Line 6 Spider. I had the original DL4, which the DL4 we talk about now is a pedal of like one of the greats. And I remember at the time there being a lot of like talk about it. You saw it everywhere, but it was still just like, whoa, it's that digital thing. And then they released like a 20-year anniversary edition, and they're like talking about the old ones in this voice that's like very nostalgic and like coveted. I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. Nobody was talking about it like this when I bought it. Nobody was excited about these things when it was on my board.
Nobody was excited about the DS1 back when,
Yeah.
What?
And so
I can't find this extreme pedal.
It's not a thing. So insane is the mode from the Line 6 Spider combo amps. And it was just like, it was the most insane sound. You know, it was just like everything cranked up to 10. Yeah, like 3 metal zones stacked.
But that's the thing about those sorts of arguments, right? Like distortion versus overdrive and stuff, is these things end up getting like layered and stacked and stuff. I remember like not really understanding that and hearing that like Smashing Pumpkins is a fuzz sound. And so I got myself a Big Muff. It was a brown Big Muff.
Brown?
I think. Was
it green?
Were they never brown? Was it a green one? Hold on. I know there's so many different, like, it wasn't.
There's a bunch. It wasn't the NYC
it was like
one,
black.
was it?
It wasn't the silver and it wasn't the army green, but it was like a.
It was a black with yellow lettering?
Yeah, a big box.
Russian Big Muff? Yeah.
Anyway, because like
I know the one.
Yeah, so that's what I ended up picking up, you know, down at what was that store in Portsmouth? Do you remember
in Portsmouth?
In Portsmouth, and it went out of business eventually, but that's where we got all our stuff.
Daddy's?
I think so. Daddy's Junkie Music.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Aircraft also in Dover.
Aircraft in Dover, but when I was a kid, for some reason,
they went out of business not that long ago.
Aircraft wasn't cool when I was a kid for some reason.
I loved Aircraft.
I think I had the impression that the owner didn't like kids in his store or something. But when I got older, it was like clearly a superior store.
Yeah. Yes. I bought a lot of gear at Aircraft. Actually, still have a guitar I bought at Aircraft because they were going out of business and offered me a really good price.
Well, but, that black and yellow Big Muff, I could not make it at all sound anything like Smashing Pumpkins. And I was like, what? Am I stupid? I don't know what was wrong.
So here's an interesting thing. I heard, there's a lot there. One, it's the op amp Big Muff that they were using.
And I didn't have any.
That's a super different
I didn't
sound.
have even remotely
and you
the
also
kind
didn't have
of,
a JCM
the kind of amp
800 to run it into.
that he would be pushing into to get that. Probably not the kind of guitar either.
Right. And I had heard in an interview with Billy Corgan around when they did the op amp Big Muff reissue, the small one that's in the orange box now. They interviewed him a bunch about op amp stuff, and they did a bunch of sounds and brought in the rig and mic'd it all up. And he was saying that they wanted to sound like Black Sabbath with that tone. And when you kind of hear that and listen to those early Big Muff tones from Smashing Pumpkins, with the filter of like, this was maybe an attempt at a Black Sabbath tone, it kind of clicks a little bit.
But with really different songwriting.
Really different songwriting, but the tone has this like very like square wavy synthy,
it's encapsulated,
totally compressed. I don't know, that's an interesting detail to me. And somebody mentioned, or I heard that in the interview, and I'm like, of course. Why did I never figure this out?
Those things are so funny.
Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think of my other early pedals.
I had something from.
I had so many pedals. I had such a huge pedal board for a long time. Just because I had so much fun with pedals.
Small clone. I had a reverb that was like that. I can't remember what it was called now.
The Holy Grail.
Holy Grail. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, I had that, and I didn't actually keep it up very. I hated it, because it. See,
this is the thing, though. Like, I heard the other day, a big part of being a kid is getting ripped off, and
I've been ripped off. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's the kind of thing. Not that like EHX is a ripoff, but like there was the risk of you buy this thing and you're like, this is not what I was expecting, because you read it off the description on the catalog page, you know? Like in the mail, and it's not a lot to go on, and there was no source to find like, what does the small clone actually sound like? And me, an uninformed kid, not knowing, like, go listen to Nirvana. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I mean, just specifically for a reverb, like, I didn't expect it to be anything like amazing. Like, I knew I wasn't spending a lot of money, but I thought, well, I just wanted a little reverb for a couple of things, you know, be able to have it on my plate of special effects once in a while. But the trouble is, and soon I came to the conclusion that that's why reverbs go in the effects loop, is because my guitar sounded worse when that pedal was on. And it wasn't just adding some reverb, it was doing this other junky crap because it was cheap to my tone. And instead of being mixed into the background of my good tone, it was altering the whole thing. And then once I noticed that and was like, I actually kind of don't like, I think my guitar sounds kind of weak and like it's in the background whenever I turn this on. Is that just what reverb does? And then I realized, no, hold on. My guitar sounds kind of weak and in the background whenever this piece of shit is on my board, whether it's on or not. And I was like, fuck this tin piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I got rid of it.
Yeah,
whereas a small clone like is meant to change your whole sound. That's why I think like there's so many pedals that you can get away with. Like it's cheap, but like make it work, you know, like just.
We've seen a huge resurgence in that. Like just look at what happened with the Bad Monkey a few years ago, right? This Digitech pedal that was some kind of green overdrive. I don't need to tell this story.
Yeah.
But like
but if it changes the whole guitar tone, then in what way are you saying like it made your guitar tone bad? No, it just created a sound, you know, it's just a color in the crayon box.
Yeah. Oh man.
But the Holy Grail was not. The Holy Grail was a piece of shit.
Yeah. I had a bunch of TC electronic stuff, like when the band, or, you know, my main band at the time kind of hit a phase 2, I think. Like I redid a bunch of gear, then new version of the pedal board. And then since then, I've just sort of moved into like, I have a collection of pedals and I put the ones I want on the board when I need them instead of like this arrangement of pedals is my identity. Now it's more like the collection and all of my gear is what's on the board at any given moment is up for grabs. Who knows? But could you imagine if we had fucking neural capture in 1998?
God, to be young. What?
See, like, I can't even think about that. That's not a real question to ask because there's so much that has to happen between 1998 and fucking neural capture of amps, you know? Like, what even is Bluetooth, you know?
Why is his tooth blue? I mean,
like, could you explain Bluetooth to a cave person? No. There's a lot that has to happen between.
You got to teach them English first, Derek.
You got to teach them what a phone
I don't speak cave. So.
Yeah. What else? I'm looking at my pedal shelf over here.
I don't know.
I enjoy them.
I have had so many things that I've gotten rid of, but I don't regret. I don't think I really regret getting rid of anything that I got rid of.
I don't regret getting rid of stuff, especially because a lot of what I've gotten rid of has gone into other gear that I'm way more excited about.
Yeah.
So I'm like more excited to have my PRS, the blue one, than I am, which is like a better American-made guitar. I'm more excited to have that than I am the 2 guitars I had previously that I sold to get that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 2 kind of mediocre guitars versus 1 total banger. Like that's kind of more appealing to me right now, you know?
Yeah, like the stuff, the old amps and stuff. Like I had several very cool old amps, but they weren't stuff that I wanted. And like, I'm not a museum. So it was like, it was not stuff that I was like, oh man, listen to this tone. Although there are people out there who do, like the Ampeg V4s that I had. I had a few different versions of those, one from the late 70s and one from the 80s. And they were monster dinosaur things. And the people I sold them to were gobsmacked by it and really thrilled. And I got a really good deal, you know, selling it to them.
Nice.
But like for me, it was like, this is not important to me. Like this amp is better for me and it weighs half or less, you know? And so it was stuff like that. But I used the hell out of some of those. And I had an 810 bass cabinet and I played the shit out of it, you know? With one of those Ampegs. I don't miss carrying it around and whatever.
I have, actually, so this is not quite something I regret getting rid of, but so I regret not buying certain things when I had the chance.
Oh, really?
I've got a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have kept them in the long term because this was many, many years ago now, but like if money were no object at certain points, like there was a few things that come to mind. First was a pair of red AC-15s. I don't know why they were red, but they had a red chassis, like a red Tolex.
Yeah.
With the gold Vox logo, but then like a black diamond grill cloth.
Yeah.
It was a whole look, and there were two of them.
Custom
and they
for
were
a
set
stereo.
up for a stereo rig. And I was like, this is so cool. Just like, I have no need for this, but on a cool factor, I was like, fuck, these are awesome.
Do you know how you have to be cool enough to realize that the AC-15 is actually the AC that you want? The AC-15 is the best 15 or the best
From
AC
these days. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then what else? There was also at Earcraft, there was a Les Paul traditional Pro, maybe 1. I can't remember if it was the Pro 1 or the Pro 2, but it was black and had uncovered pickups, and it had like the coil splits and the phase inverter, like all these different, like every pot was a push-pull.
Yeah.
But it wasn't circuit boardy tech. Like it was before Gibson got into the robot stuff and into the wiring harness stuff. It was just like, this is one with like every possible mod that we've done. And it played really great and it looked really cool. It just had that plain flat black Les Paul thing with the cream binding. That was a really cool guitar. That was way outside of my price range at the time. And then the one that I still like occasionally scour the internet for, is a Fender Strat, a 40th anniversary Strat. I don't know whatever year that was. I couldn't buy it at the time because I had just bought another guitar like a couple weeks prior. I just didn't have the money. That guitar I don't have anymore, which is like, that's why this hurts a little bit. You know? But it was a 40th anniversary Strat that had been caught in a house fire. And I think I've talked about this. I know I've talked about this on the podcast at some point over the last 12 or 13 years, but it was really severely damaged in a fire that a shop, Ralph's House of Tone, another shop in New Hampshire, got it somehow, bought it on Craigslist or something, and did a total refab on it. They like completely put it back together, new pickups, new frets, like all of it, and like cleaned it up to get it working functionally. And it just had a thing about it that was extremely fucking cool. And I just kind of was like, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I should be financially responsible. And now, granted, I'm like 22 probably at this time, 23, barely in my first apartment, like that kind of time. It would have been a bad choice. But, you know, I have the guy who maybe bought it at some point pinned on Reverb in case that is in fact the case, and he does still in fact own it and does try to sell it. I will see it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Generally, you keep that guitar.
Yeah. So, this is fun. Like, I want to get some old musicians' friend catalogs.
Oh God, I don't think.
Or just
I
like
don't
old
think
Guitar
I do.
World and
I
see
think
the old ads.
I think these are different. Oh, you mean old, right? Legitimately, like magazines
originals
from the library. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's different now.
A crate. Sorry, Alex is saying my college roommate had a crate blue Voodoo half stack. Crate.
I remember
them?
Crate. You know, actually, there was a Crate amp at like a pawn shop near me when I was trying to figure out like what amp I might get, and I ended up seeing this at a different store and going with it. But it was like a 100-watt tube Crate amp for like a couple $100, and it was like in a pawn shop. You know,
I see some stuff like that.
Like,
yeah,
I mean, from my perspective at the time, it was like, I mean, this is kind of no name, but I'm putting pedals in front of it anyway. So like, is this going to be my, I was thinking, honestly, like to take it back to the beginning, this was like, is this like my high watt moment? You know, is this my thing where like I have the look that nobody else has kind of thing? Or whatever, but I didn't end up picking it up.
Remember custom amps? Custom with a K?
With the padding.
Yeah, they were like upholstered.
they had like vinyl like seat cushion padding instead of Tolex.
Yeah.
That seems like such a bad idea.
It's so stupid. I see it around sometimes. I see them used and stuff, and they're always these fucking weird ass things that are like, oh, it's got one tube and it's 8,000 watts. Like there's,
It's like a cabinet. It's got
want this?
118 and 6 8s.
yeah,
It's like this is a bass amp. It's
yeah.
it's basically
Yeah.
it's basically a police siren and a subwoofer. It's like imagine if the fucking horn spins around. It's like a klaxon and a sub.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Great.
Anyway, how long have we been going about this? Look at us right on time.
Yeah, we're all right. What? I'll tell you what. Let's just say some random shit that we've been doing lately for thing of the week, and then
I'll remember.
Call it.
I know what I'm gonna tell you.
okay. All right. Oh shit.
That's a fucking gonculator if I ever heard one. That's the one. That's the one.
the
Actually,
gonk?
I forgot. I owned a gonculator for a long time.
Yeah.
I sold it
It was a museum piece
in the last
though.
5 years. Real museum piece. Yeah. I reached out to Josh Scott to see if he would buy it because they're kind of one of those things you don't see around.
Yeah.
And they got back to me and were like, no, we actually have too many.
We had this thought
Yeah,
already.
God, the ring modulator from DOD, the gonculator, they reissued and is much better than the original. Look at this thing.
There-
Look at this custom.
All right,
Look at
hold
this.
on.
It's like built into a couch. Oh my God.
Open in browser. Here we go.
Woo, look at all those knobs. Holy cow. Oh man,
That's fucked up, dude.
it's fucked up. What was the sell there? Like amps are wrapped in Tolex because Tolex is hard. It's tough. What if
I
you-
always thought it was a little bit like glam rocky, but
This thing or Tolex?
no, this thing. Like I feel like they were going
Yeah.
for like we're flashy for the sake of it. I don't know if glam rocky is the right word, but you know what I mean. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's for your dancers
for
to
your
sit
dancers.
on. I think we can leave it there.
Well, listen, we've all sat on an amplifier and made the joke, ample seating. This is exactly what that's for. Let's move on.
All
My
right.
thing of the week. My thing of the week is the
I've never heard
Batman
that joke before, by the way.
Oh, are you serious?
Never in
Oh my
my
God.
life. This is the moment and you were here.
Jesus Christ. Oh, and I just blew it off. It's the greatest joke of my life. Just going to write down ample seating. Another first time hearing that one in the chat. Holy shit. I'll be here all week. Anyway, God, what was I saying? So my thing of the week is the Batman, the animated series from the 90s.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It's on HBO. I've been rewatching it. I caught an Instagram reel somewhere along the way that was a little clip of a documentary about that show or something. And the detail was that all the backgrounds that they drew for that show, they started with black paper instead of white paper. And that just answers fucking everything about that show and how it looks. So if you were
That's
to
cool.
like
So it had
pull
a
up,
sincere effect, though. It wasn't just like
it really does.
a
yeah.
gimmick or something.
So the show is already like extremely noir and extremely like shadowy and contrasty. And it's looking at it now and as an adult, I'm like, this is a super challenging look for kids,
Mm-hmm.
right? We took it for granted so bad in 1993 or whatever
You
it
had
was.
it so good and we didn't know.
We didn't know. And as an adult now, I'm like, every single frame of this show looks like a comic book, which is awesome, right? It's hand drawn still. The animation cells, the characters, and the things that are happening are drawn in the traditional sense, but the background that they're on top of is started with black paper. And I don't know. I think if you start looking at stills or start watching the show, like with that in the back of your mind, it is such a game changer for how it ends up looking. And just like everything, they're building up from low light rather than
Yeah.
starting with highlight. And it's got this thing about it that is just very moody and satisfying and cool. And like, I don't know, not a lot of stuff looked like that then. It's very timeless looking too. There's a lot of like Art Deco. All the cars are very Art Deco and the architecture, long exaggerated lines and stuff like that. Deep, deep shadow. It's always night, right? There's
Yeah.
never a daytime shot in the show. and it holds up, I think, as far as like comic book action hero kind of stuff goes. They're good stories and they're good characters. And Mark Hamill plays the Joker.
Yeah.
And like, fuck yeah, you know? So
one of Mark Hamill's most famous roles.
I know.
That's funny and true.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, Batman the Animated Series, there's 3 seasons, and you can find it on HBO.
That's pretty cool. You know, Aria's been watching with me somewhat these the YouTube channel You Can Beat Video Games, where the guy like plays through and does like all the secrets for like a whole
cool.
Vintage games. It's a cool YouTube channel, but he throws a little history in at the beginning and everything like that. It's a cool YouTube channel. It's very kitschy though, so whatever, narrow audience. But she seems to find it fascinating to like watch people play NES games basically. And now I'm thinking, I like Super Mario had a TV cartoon when we were kids, and so did fucking Zelda.
Yeah.
I need to like pull those out and show them to her and be like, hey, you know how you're into Mario now? Like, what the fuck?
Watch this. Gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, they'll probably not be something that to write home about like Batman the Animated Series is. No, I was gonna say I started playing Mass Effect. This is something nobody should have not heard of, but like I've never played it. It probably seems like the sort of game that I would have liked. Well, I'm finally getting around to it. I've been going through, like I have, you know, with emulator stuff on my phone, and then later on with my phone connecting by Steam Link with a controller to my computer, which can play a game. So remotely I can
Sick.
like that's what I do when I'm going to fall asleep when like a normal person reads a book. Justin plays video games on his phone. So I went through the entire Final Fantasy mainline series all up to where they stopped being turn-based. So, and the whole idea of the thing, now I'm getting into it. The whole idea of the thing was that I don't want to follow guides. I don't want to follow walkthroughs and stuff. So I said, like, unless I am really stuck and fed up, I'm not going to go for a guide. And if I'm fed up, I need to find the little piece of secret that I'm missing.
Just one.
And then I'm going to close the fucking window, because I wanted that experience where Final Fantasy has so much like side shit sometimes that it's like, what is it like though to just experience the story? And so I did that, like from 1 up through 10, which is the last one. That was a PS2 game. That was the last one that had turn-based stuff. And after that, I don't give a shit, because when they turn into like action stuff, I don't care. So then I was like, what the fuck do I do now? So that's the answer. I'm finally playing Mass Effect. I'm like 15 or something hours in. It seems really cool. Anyway, recommend it to RPG fans. It's interestingly, it's a shooter at the same time as it's an RPG. Yeah. So it's like an over-the-shoulder cover shooter.
Third person.
Yeah. Which
I played one of the newer Mass Effects, Andromeda.
Andromeda, I think, is after 3 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, as far as games go, a cool game.
Yeah.
I played Mass Effect, but it was, again, much later, and I kind of missed the whole, like, thing about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Right on.
Yeah, cool. So far, the story is engaging, and that's what I'm going for when I don't follow guides. So
there we go. I remember playing Zelda and stuff, various Zelda games, probably 2006, 5 through 10, you know, and this is the era of online guides for that type of thing. And I remember like certain puzzles I would get really stuck and get fed up and frustrated. I'm like you're saying, I just need the one suggestion, the one thing to just tip the domino, then I can do the rest. Yeah. And Beth was always like, that's cheating. That is 100%. Like she was just like, you're such a cheater. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I it's not cheating, but it's not exactly either. So it's, I just need a little nudge sometimes. And that's in those games. 1, I don't think you could change the difficulty. And 2, even if you could, some of these interactions were like, I don't know where to go or who to talk to. Right? It doesn't make it easier if I switch the game to difficult or easy.
Yeah, right. They weren't necessarily signposted. Actually, that's one of the things that I'm enjoying about Mass Effect 1 is it doesn't have like a nav path on my minimap. You know what I mean? Like when I sign up for a quest, I have to go to my journal, read the thing. Oh, it says go to this planet and talk to this person. And I have to go there and figure out, well, what room is this person in? And there's no marker or like little dotted line that I'm walking along. And I'm like, there's so many games now that are like that. It's like you can really...
A little more hand-holding.
Right. There's, so anyway.
Cool. All right. Good.
Great job, everybody.
Go play video games and watch some Batman.
Watch some Batman. Press W to walk forward. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Nice.
This was fun. I'm going to push this button now. And it's going to work. Hey! Woo! All right. That was cool. I like that. Hey, Alex Schroyer, thanks for the question that was basically the topic for the entire episode. That was cool, man. Really appreciate you. And appreciate our patrons who make things like our contests and stuff possible.
Oh my God. Why is that all caps? I'm sorry.
You can support the show, find the links in the show notes, and if you feel like it, become a patron, and we'll like you very much. And the people we like very much this week are the Mycalorian, Sordon Gummer.
Sorry, Uncle Mike Overdrive.
Uncle
I'm
Mike
wrong on the
Overdrive,
names
Sordon Gumner, Barkus Traver, Carson Ricketts, Matthew Fenslaw, Ryzen Wolf, Bgow 69420, Grogu D2, Sean Wright of Lollygagger Effects, Stephen P. And you can call me Alric.
Stephen P. What's he doing here?
See you.
See ya.